Continue to track this breaking over news. President testing positive for coronavirus.
And I just went out with a test. I'll see what, because we spend a lot of time.
All right, so that is the last we heard from President Trump at a phone interview on Fox News at about 9 p.m. last night. So then the president tweeted at 12:54 this morning that he and the First Lady tested positive for COVID-19.
If you're just joining us, here's some of the background. We know the president had been in close contact with top aides, including this woman, Hope Hicks, who tested positive Wednesday night. The president still attended a fundraiser Thursday. A lot of people are now asking, will the president still be able to carry out his duties right now?
All right, and 12 News reporter Kate Welsh is joining us now with a look at what happens if the possibility exists that he cannot. Kate?
Well, this has been one of the biggest health threats to a president in decades, and now that threat is a reality for President Trump. The White House doctor said he does expect the president to still be able to carry out his duties while under quarantine in the White House residence for now, but some are concerned his age, 74 years old, and his previous physicals listing him as obese could impact his recovery efforts. That's why our country has measures in place, of course, to safeguard democracy with the 25th Amendment, should the president not be able to carry out his duties. So if that were the case, which we're not saying it is right now, if it were, though, Vice President Mike Pence would become acting president. And if Pence, for some reason, also couldn't serve in that capacity, the line of succession would go to Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. This would all be temporary, of course, until the president were able to resume his duties once again.
You know, so at times we have seen the vice president become the acting president if the president is ill or incapacitated in some way. So we were wondering, when is the last time that actually did happen?
Well, based on what we found, it was actually back in 2007 and 2002 with George W. Bush. Dick Cheney had to take over as acting president for just about 2 hours because Bush was having a colonoscopy in both times. And before that, it was Ronald Reagan who had colon cancer surgery back in 1985, causing George Bush Sr. to be acting president for just 8 hours. So those are the last few times that we've seen that happen. But again, we're just talking about the possibilities here. No one is saying that that's the case this time.
Right, but you have to plan for the possibility.
Right.
So, you know, this has just been an unbelievable morning. And this, of course, coming just about 30 days or so before the election.
That's right, 32 days to be exact. Our team coverage continues now with 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie.
Yeah, she's live to talk more about the potential impacts ahead of November the 3rd.
Well, today is technically day 2 of the President and First Lady's COVID-19 diagnoses. The White House physician confirming this, that they tested positive late last night. However, as we know, they could have been infected long before that. Let's not forget, though, because of the president's close contact with Hope Hicks, he was already going to have to quarantine for up to 14 days. This would mean he could technically participate in the second presidential debate, scheduled for October 15th, still up in the air, though. As we know, the president seldom wears a mask, which the CDC says is one of the best ways to protect yourself from COVID-19, and he had mocked opponent Joe Biden at Tuesday night's debate for wearing one. Speaking just a few moments ago on CBS This Morning, medical contributor Dr. David Agus spoke about this and the likelihood of Biden becoming infected.
I don't think it's going to be significantly high for 2 reasons. One is that there was a negative test that day the president had, which means he didn't have a lot of virus in his mouth or his nose, and presumably he wasn't infectious at that point. And then there was a significant distance between them. You know, this is a message, right, that just testing alone doesn't work. You still need to wear a mask, and that is such a critical message here.
Now, the Biden campaign has not publicly commented on this yet, but CNN is reporting that Biden will be tested today. Live in Pawtucket, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.